Now let's talk about attributes 5, 9, and 10. Null hypotheses, interpreting the results, and strength. Now, each test has its own null hypotheses. Sometimes, quite often, it's more than one null hypothesis per test. All the null hypotheses are always equal to 0, and we always include the text in the population because we're trying to make a generalization about the population. So here on the mega table, you can see under the null hypothesis that I'm going to list all of the null hypotheses for each of the tests. Sometimes some tests, like for example the ANOVAs, they're going to have more than one null hypothesis. They have F-tests and post-hocs. Here for linear regression, you have F-tests and predictors tests. This is just something to keep in mind. Sometimes you have more than one null hypothesis per test. But we're going to be discussing each of these null hypotheses in depth in the next module. So we know that null hypotheses can be rejected or retained. And then what? That's when we get to interpretation. There's many things we're going to do in terms of interpretation as we move on with the course. Now I'm just going to teach you how to interpret p-values and significance. So initial interpretation is just read the null hypothesis, right? So the null hypothesis says the difference in extroversion between males and females is 0 in the population. And we found a p-value that's larger than 0.05. We know that we're going to retain the null hypothesis. So let's read the null hypothesis. The difference in extroversion between males and females is 0 in the population. That's the interpretation, okay? And so there's no difference. Now, let's say we run this test again and we get a p-value below 0.05. In this case, H0 is rejected. So let's read the null hypothesis. The difference in extroversion between males and females is 0 in the population. The H0 is rejected. The difference is not 0. We say that there is a difference between males and females. So in sum, interpretation is just a matter of rewriting the null hypothesis. Super simple. Now, so we found a difference, right? Let's say that you found a significant result. You know that the difference is not 0, so there is a difference. But the question is of how much? How much is that difference? And that's when we talk about strength. This thing is just like using a ruler. So you're going to look at the mega table, and you're going to zoom in at these strength sort of rulers here, strength measures, right? The thresholds, as we refer to them often. And the way that it works is that you're usually going to have a measure of strength. So for example, here in a correlation, you have Pearson's correlation, the blue thing. And that's a measure of strength, 0.400. And what you're going to do is you're going to compare that 0.400 against this thing. So 0.400 is above 0.03, so it's moderate. You don't have to know exactly which number to look at because we're going to learn that in the next module. I'm just telling you that there's a thing called strength, which is a number that's going to tell us how strong of a difference that is, how far away from 0 we are. Attention, not all measures of strength are standardized. We're going to be talking about in the next module. So make sure that whenever you're using the measures from the mega table, that you're actually dealing with a standardized number. But we'll talk about them. So that's it. This is the end of the 10 attributes. Now let's get to the 10 tests. I'll see you in the next module.